Sometimes I think that the score is important, but then I think maybe looking back in the future, I would say that the score didn't matter that much. If they say sorry and they continue to treat you the same way, then they're obviously like not sorry. In the future, like with their parents, they might not like keep in touch because the child might think that like the parents don't even want to hear like what they have to say. They might feel like they're like trapped or stuck because they know that their choice won't matter. The reason you have a worse score than them is because you had more pressure. They might see you as somebody who's like lower than them and doesn't know as much as them when you know just as much.
But they might not understand that. Welcome to 散养Pie. Thank you so much for coming. Would you to introduce yourself to our audience?
Hi, my name is Emma Gu, and I'm 11 years old. I enjoy like dance at school and like out of school.
All right. So today is Sunday, right? I know you were at tutoring this morning.
Yeah.
And so how many tutoring sessions do you have altogether in a week?
Like Monday I have dance and debating, and then Tuesday I have dance, and then Wednesday and Thursday I'm free. And then Friday I do swimming and math, and then on Saturday I have dance, and then Sunday I have public speaking.
So basically only 2 days in a week you don't have any tutoring?
Yeah.
Did you choose those tutoring or your parents choose it for you?
My parents chose it, but I enjoy doing it.
So which one is your favorite?
Dance.
Dance. Okay. What do you think the tutoring actually for?
Like just to have like an experience of like what's to come in the future and like how I can use them.
You are in the gifted and talented class in your school, right?
Yeah.
Can you describe how it likes in everyday life in a class like that?
I think compared to a normal class, like a mainstream class, I think that the students in my class are like a lot more competitive than others, because like they always want to be like on the top of everyone. Everyone does like a lot of extracurricular things. For example, Tournament of Minds, which is like a creative like thing, and then everybody's like trying out for different things. For example, debating, dance, music, and then a lot of people get in and some people don't. And then like people just want to be on top of everyone, so they try out for everything.
How does that feel for students in that class if everybody is so competitive?
I think a lot of my classmates are probably used to it by now, but if someone were to like join this year, they would probably feel like a lot more stress piled up on them because they don't know what to do because they've never been in such a competitive class.
Because the gifted and talented class in your school starts from year 3, right?
Yeah.
Could you describe how did you feel when you first started in that class?
Honestly, it just felt quite normal to me because I wouldn't have known what it was like to be in a mainstream class, because obviously moving from K-2 to 3 to 6 would be a big jump because you start learning more things in math, English, and like all of those. And then you even have the chance to try out for PWSA sports like soccer for winter. And then I never really felt how it was in mainstream classes because I was like one of the students who joined from year 3, because as the years progress, like from year 4, 5, 6, people can join at the beginning of those years.
Because everybody is so competitive in your class, can you give me some examples about when is the most competitive moment in that class?
The most competitive moments, like in my opinion, will probably be like either when you have to do like a class speech and present it to your class, or group activities. Because if you're doing a class speech, obviously you want to like impress the teacher and all of your classmates. So you're going to feel that pressure. But if you're in a mainstream class, you might feel different than if you're in the gifted and talented class, because a lot of people in the gifted and talented class do extra tutoring for that kind of thing, and they can ask their teachers to do like more targeted things to that like area, while in mainstream, some people just don't really mind if they have to do a speech or like a presentation because they just find it like really like easygoing.
Do you think that's a healthy competition though?
I don't think it can like hurt your mental health that much because like obviously you want to feel like you have competition because if you just feel too relaxed, you're not going to like be able to do anything. You might feel too lazy to start something. But if you have competition, you might like feel the like urge to want to do more research for like an area.
Do you think everybody in your class feel the same? Like they feel it's okay, this competition, this stress, I'm okay with it? Or you think some of your peers might stress out?
I think there's like different levels to the people in the class. So people like who like are at the top of the class, they might feel like, oh, this is so easy. But then people like not the bottom, but like not as good as the others will feel like, how are people doing this? This is so hard.
All right. Because you're in year 6 now, right? You have been in that class for 3 years now,
yeah.
Right? If you could choose again, knowing what you're knowing about this class, would you still want to join this class from year 3?
I would want to because like I feel like what you're learning in the gifted and talented class like is more targeted to what you would learn in high school, and like it's more complicated than other mainstream learners.
Okay, so you enjoy that challenge?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys do more exams in your class comparing to the mainstream class?
In like our class, we do more assessments, but sometimes we still have to do like mainstream tests because like the teachers want to see like what level we're at.
Okay. How everybody feels when every time the results come out from exam?
I feel like since my class is competitive, people will be like comparing scores, even though like the teacher says not to compare scores because like the score doesn't matter. It's like what matters is that you tried your best. But then people will still like go and compare and like laugh at other people's like results.
So have you ever been laughed at because of your results?
I haven't personally.
Okay. So why do you think your teachers say the score doesn't matter?
Because like I think that they just want to see like how attentive we are and like how much we have learnt and like how much like not our brain can hold, but like what our brain can process in the time span of, for example, a week when we're learning a part of that subject.
I know the classroom teachers, they will do some class exams, right? But sometimes you do have some bigger exam, right? Do you feel differently when you are doing different exams? For instance, comparing the class exam to high school entry exam, do you feel differently about them?
I think that my class exams are like easier because like you know what to expect in them, because if you're focusing on one main area, for example like circles, you would know what to study for. And like you don't really need to study in primary school because like in like maybe the week or 2 that you're learning that subject, everything that's in the assessment will like cover what you have learned.
Yeah, so it's more predictable.
Yeah.
How about those big exams?
Like my personal experiences when I was like practicing for the high school placement exam, in the thinking skills subject, there was a lot of like questions you would need to like draw diagrams, but then I thought that there would be a bunch of those in the exam, but it turns out there was none. So like sometimes you'll be like practicing for something that isn't even there.
Okay. So just if I give you a scenario, now you're walking into the room where you are about to have a big exam, which is very important. Can you describe what's going on in your mind at that moment?
Like I would feel like really stressed with like a bunch of pressure that I have to like pass it, But I try my best to just think of it like an ordinary exam, like a trial test. Because if you have more stress like upon your mind, then you'll do worse. So then I try to think of it like something that is just a practice, and it won't like cover you as a person.
Does it work all the time, or sometimes works, sometimes not?
Like, it doesn't always work because you might feel that the questions are harder, and then like it'll like throw you off.
So when you feel you are thrown off, and what's going on in your mind at the time, or how do you feel in your body?
I feel like I didn't prepare enough, but like you can know what the answer is if you have enough time, but then the time pressure in the exam will stop you from knowing it. So then I just start to feel a little like time consumed.
Okay, so what do you do at that time to try to calm yourself down, try to do it anyway?
I just like skip the question and then come back to it in the end.
Okay. So do you think sometimes you think you prepared so well, you know everything, but once you sit in those big exams and you feel so nervous, at the end, your result might not be as good as your actual capacity. Does that happen? Sometimes.
It doesn't happen a lot, but like there are times that it like happened. Yeah.
Okay. So can you describe one of that experiences?
It's like you know you can do better, but then it's because you were so stressed about doing well that it threw you off, and you can't fix it because it's already in the past.
Okay. So when you get exam score which is lower than what you actually can do, what will happen in that class? How do you think other people perceive you as a student?
Like you don't always have to like, it's not like they're forcing you to tell like your score, but if you do, they'll just like start comparing you to themselves. You can't really like know what the other person has unless you ask, and you can't like force them to tell you because they might not be comfortable with it. But if you do like tell them, they might see you as somebody who's like lower than them and doesn't know as much as them when you know just as much. Even, and it's like the reason you have a worse score than them is because you had more pressure.
But they might not understand that. They might judge you, say, okay, because for instance, if I get 100, you get 80. What do you think they might perceive you if that's the case?
Like they might see you as somebody who's lower than them or like stuck behind.
Okay. But how do you perceive yourself when you get, like, sometimes you get better scores than other times? When you get worse score than you expected, do you think you perceive yourself differently?
Like personally, I don't perceive myself differently because like I know I could have done better. I just need to like practice how not to get stressed.
Practice. Okay. So what kind of practice do you think can help you with that?
Like if you do one trial test and you get a score that you didn't want, then you can just keep on trying and keep on like working hard enough until you achieve like a smooth like record of like the test scores that you want. And then like you can start to feel that stress like be taken off because like you know like more of the experience.
Yeah, right. That's one strategy you use, right? So what if you are sitting in the exam already and you feel stressed out because sometimes you come across a question, you think, oh, that's too hard, or I never seen this one before. It's out of my comfort zone. At that moment, how do you calm yourself down, or how do you help yourself to overcome that?
So by looking at it, if I think it looks too hard, I can just like read it a few times over, see if I understand it. If that doesn't work, I can move on to the next question. And then at the end, because I read in an article once, if you read a question and then you move on to the next one, your brain is still thinking about it in one part. So then, like my brain would still be thinking about it. So at the end of like all of my questions, I would go back to the ones that I skipped.
So you'll try again?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever give up any questions? Okay, that's too hard. I just give up.
Like I haven't like fully given up on a question. I would give like an educated guess, like for example, like an estimate for an equation.
Yeah. Okay. Do you think score is important?
Like maybe like sometimes I think that the score is important, but then I think maybe looking back in the future, I would like say that the score didn't matter that much.
Why is that?
Because like you might want to get into like a good high school, and then you might figure out that it's like more stressful than another high school that offers the exact same like education.
Do you have a like ideal school you really want to get in?
Not really.
Okay. So how about your classmates? Do you think they have some schools in mind? Say, okay, that's the school I want to get in. That's the only school I want to go.
I think some of my classmates might feel if they have siblings, they might feel like since they go into a school, they have to go to that school.
Mm-hmm.
And they might feel like their choice is their parents' choice. So if they wanted to get into a school that their parents wanted to get them into, like they would feel that they were only trying for their parents.
You mean some of your classmates, they might want to go to school A, but actually their parents want them to go to school B.
Like if their parents want them to go to school A, they might trick themselves into believing that they want to go there.
Oh, but actually they want to go to school B.
Yeah.
Why do you think they do that?
Like it might just be like something they cope with.
They cope with because their parents want it.
Yeah, because they might feel like they don't have a choice.
Do you think many students feel that way?
I'm sure like a particular part of a group of students feel that way, but not all of them.
All right. What do you think those students might feel when they feel they don't have options? They do the things because the parents want them to do, the school the parents want them to go, and whatever the parents want them to do, and they just do it.
They might feel like they're like trapped or stuck because they know that their choice won't matter. But personally, I don't feel that way.
Okay, how about what's the common challenge in your class among your peers?
Probably like finishing everything in time, because like in the gifted and talented class, you get a lot less time to finish something. So if you don't finish it by a 1 week period, you might start like feeling more stress and like feeling like thinking to yourself, why didn't I do this earlier?
So do you mean homework or work in the class?
Both.
Both. Do you guys have lots of homework?
Like for our homework, we have to draw a poster every single week with a task card that we're given.
Oh, okay. And normally is which subject?
It can like be anything because there's like different subjects to every single card. For example, it can be like what's a famous like name 10 famous artworks and like write about them, or like what are different foods in your pantry and what are the ingredients.
Another thing I'm curious is about in school. Have you ever witnessed anything that, oh, that's not okay, that's not acceptable?
I've never witnessed anything, but I've heard people like talk about like different incidents.
Can you give me some examples?
Like maybe somebody was like not included in the game, and then they just like left, and then nobody came to play with them. So then the teacher had to have like a conversation with the whole class about leaving people out and how like they could solve it themselves.
How people solve it. So what do people normally do if they are excluded?
Most people in my class would just like tell the teacher, and then the teacher would like solve it, and then it wouldn't be like completely solved, but then the person would feel a lot better.
What do you mean it's not completely solved?
Because like the people who left them out might have had like a reason. Maybe they did something that they didn't know, and then the people that left the person out didn't like want to tell. The group of like friends that the person got left out by were mad at them for a specific reason, but then that person didn't know. So then the friends would like hold a grudge against what they were doing.
Do you think that's common though in school?
Like it happens to some groups, but like I don't think it's like that common with the people in my class.
All right. What's your definition of bully?
Like someone who purposefully like makes somebody or a group of people like unhappy repetitively. It seems like they don't care, and all they want to do is like make somebody like feel like sad.
On purpose?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you give me some examples?
Maybe somebody who continuously wants to like hurt someone's like feelings. It's not just like one time, they just do it again and again. Like every time they like have to go into a group, they always say, "Oh, we already have enough people."
Do you think that always happens to a certain group of people, or it's very random?
I think it's like scattered.
Scattered. Okay. Have you ever feel you are excluded by others? Do you feel you belong to that school?
Yeah.
What makes you feel that?
Because like all of like my classmates and my friends, like their personalities are like ranged. So like it's like if you have a happy, like energetic personality, you're always going to find somebody who matches your personality.
You know, the friendship changes, right?
Yeah.
So for instance, you might be a friend with someone this year or this term, next term or next year you might change. Do you think what makes that change?
Like maybe you just like start to like stop talking to each other like slowly. You can't like control like how you talk to each other every single day, because like some people just grow apart from each other naturally.
Yeah. But sometimes, do you think something else might impact that?
Maybe people would like get into fights that were like unreasonable, but then they took it like too seriously, and then like that had a big impact on like their relationship.
Anything else, do you think?
Maybe like they might hear a rumor, and then some people just think that every single rumor is true because it sounds believable.
Who believes it?
Like the person that the rumor is about obviously won't believe it, and they'll try to like tell everybody that it's not true. But some people might not believe them because there might be somebody who's more likable, and then that told the rumor, and then people might think that person is like a better person, so then they won't lie.
Okay, so because the person who tell the rumor normally has a better reputation among the peers, so which makes what is said about another person is more believable. All right. So why do you think those people do that?
The most common reason would probably be like somebody is jealous of someone else.
What do you think about fairness?
I feel like if you get in trouble by a teacher, like both of the students will be able to like tell what happened, and then the teacher will eventually like say you should say sorry. They'll like say why you should forgive each other, and like maybe it was a misunderstanding.
Do you think you have to forgive every time?
You don't have to forgive, but you like at the same time you can't hold a grudge against someone for doing like one thing they did in the past.
So if someone hurts another person's feelings or hurt them physically for whatever reason, and the teacher normally will say, okay, go apologize, right? Do you think that's enough? Just say sorry?
I think you have to end up like proving if you're actually sorry, because some people just say sorry and act like nothing happened, and they won't say sorry like as if they mean it.
Yeah, so I think that happens a lot. Right? Sometimes they just say sorry, then that's the end of the story. How can they prove they are sorry? To be authentically sorry about something they have done.
Like they have to like show it with like how they treat you. If they say sorry and they continue to treat you the same way, then they're obviously like not sorry and they don't feel like bad for you. If they are like truly sorry, they'll start treating you like either better or like neutrally, like how they would with a stranger, because like you're not gonna like randomly be rude to a stranger for no reason. So then they wouldn't treat you like really bad.
Do you think kids should allowed to say no to the parents when the parents make some choices for them?
Yeah.
What if the parents insist of their own choice? Say, oh, I make this choice for you because it's good for you. But actually the kid might disagree.
Then they might have to like chat about like the benefits and like the pros and cons of what the like tutoring or like what the lesson would do for them in the future, and if it would actually benefit them or not.
But what about now? What about, now the kids say, okay, I don't want to do it. I don't want to think about whatever benefit I might have in the future. But at this moment, I just don't want to do that.
I think they should be allowed to do that, because like, if they're not interested in something, you can't like force somebody to be interested in like a specific topic.
Yes. But sometimes some parents, they will not give a child a say. What might happen for those kids? What do you think they might experience mentally?
Like they might feel like their voice isn't being heard and like their opinion doesn't matter.
And when they feel that way, what do you think, what's going on in their minds? What might happen in the long term regarding to the relationship with their parents?
Like in the future, like they, like with their parents, they might not like keep in touch, because the child might think that like the parents don't even want to hear like what they have to say.
Then they will stop sharing true thoughts with the parents, right?
Yeah.
So what suggestions do you want to offer to those parents as a kid your age?
Like give your child a say and like actually listen to what they have to say.
Maybe some parents, they don't have that skill, because we understand listening is a skill, right? What about those parents? They don't have that skill. They never learned how to actually listen to a child. What do you think can help them with that?
Like thinking about like what their child might have said and like how they would think of like for example, if your child likes to draw and you send them to an art class, you won't just be like, oh, you're going to this art class. You'll be like, I thought you would like this, so I put you in it. And then if the child is like, oh, I didn't want to do it, the parent like can be like, how about we just try it? And then like in future like times, the parent might ask the child if they want to do it.
That's a good idea. Yes. Earlier we talked about sometimes everybody feel some unpleasant emotion. When that happens, people try different strategies to cope with it or to regulate our emotion. Do you have any emotion regulation strategies you think that work very well for you?
I've learned like strategies in like school on like how to calm down, but some of those don't necessarily work. For example, like 5-finger breathing, like you breathe in and then out like as you trace your fingers, and then like sometimes it works for me because like gives me like a chance to like calm down, and then like sometimes it might not work for like others because they might feel like a stronger emotion. So then they can't get rid of it just with breathing. But I think that breathing exercises work fine for me.
Okay, that's a good idea because breathing, when you do breathing, you bring awareness to your body, right? That tells your brain, okay, you're not in danger, you are safe. Because sometimes when we feel emotional, feel aroused, it's because our brain tells the body you are in danger. But when you are doing the breathing, especially deep breathing, the body sends the message to the brain, say you are safe. That will help you to calm down. So that's a great strategy. Do you think the teacher or parents always right?
Not always, but majority of the time they are.
So when you believe they are not right, what do you normally do?
I just speak out.
Yeah.
And then say my opinion on what's happening.
What outcome do you normally get from that?
It's different every time. They could be okay, or no, sit down and do it.
Yeah. How do you feel when you can't reach an agreement with your teacher after you speak out for yourself? How do you feel?
Not rejected, but every time they say no, they always have to give they always do give a reason why. So most of the time I'm oh, okay, now that I think about it, you're right.
Okay, so have you ever experienced times either they don't give you a reason, they just say no, or sometimes the reason you're not convinced by them, by the reason?
There's some times that I'm not convinced by them, and then I can't be I'm not gonna do it to my teacher, because then it's kind of rude in a way.
Because you want to show respect.
Yeah.
Okay, what about your parents?
It's the same.
It's the same. Do you think you behave differently when you are at school and at home?
Not completely differently.
So most of the time you will obey the adults, no matter it's a teacher or your parents.
Yeah.
Do you think, generally speaking, do you think children normally have a say or not?
I think for me, I usually get a say because my voice is always heard in my family.
Okay. All right. Do you have any friends you feel their voice is not heard by the parents?
I think there's always at least one time where their voice isn't heard, because they might feel that they want to do something, but then their parents for example, if they want to buy a toy, and then the parents say no, in that moment the kid might feel their voice isn't heard, but then they might realize in the future, oh, if I had that toy, I wouldn't be playing with it right now, because they might end up forgetting about it.
As a mom, what do you think your mom does the best?
I guess she comforts me a lot when I'm sad.
Okay. Do you have lots of close friends at school?
Yeah, because I've been in the same class for 3 years, so I've grown close to them.
Okay. Any dynamic change in that group over the last few years?
Sometimes they'll sit with other people, but for maybe a week or two, and then we'll just go back to normal because we're so close. We know that sometimes we want to do something else.
How do you feel when they move away from you for a few weeks and then they come back, even though they come back later, but when they are away, how do you feel?
I guess because they're happy, I just feel happy for them.
Have you moved away from them as well?
Yeah.
Why do normally children do that?
It's not oh, I don't like you anymore, I'm gonna sit with somebody else. It's I'm gonna change something up and sit with somebody else for a few days, and then we'll just go back to normal.
Okay. If you have any conflict with your friends, how do you normally resolve it?
We just talk it out, and then usually we forget about it, and then we just start the conversation, and then it goes back to normal.
If you have a fight with a friend, are you the person break the ice or your friends normally?
I think it like ranges because we know like sometimes we realize like, oh, I was wrong. If one of us apologizes, we end up like both apologizing to each other.
So who's your best friend at school? What makes that person your best friend?
Because like her personality traits, because like she's kind. She's like kind to everybody, but like she treats her friends well. She's like generous and like she's just like I feel like she could be everybody's best friend because she's so likable.
So is there something you love doing that has nothing to do with school or with tutoring, anything else?
I like to like draw.
Draw?
Yeah.
Okay, what kind of things do you like to draw?
I just like to like whenever I have an idea, like I just keep it in my mind and then I just draw it.
What does drawing do for you?
I guess it's like calming in the sense that like you can see the progress that you make.
Okay, you can see the improvement over a period of time, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, because you are a student, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes students who are very good at something, then that strength builds their confidence. Do you have anything like that?
I feel like when I do my school homework and then I see the finished product, I'm like really proud of it because like I worked hard enough to like reach a point where I'm like happy with it.
Okay, so you're proud of the academic achievement.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think when your parents feel proud of you?
When I do something like creative or like I achieve something. Not achieve like as in like I won something, but like achieve as in like I got like what like I hoped to get.
Can you give me an example?
Like if I was to do like a poster and then like I spent like a week on it and then it was like just how I imagined and like I wanted it to look like this, then they would be proud.
How about you receive a good score for some exam? How does that make you feel?
Like it makes me feel like happy.
Happy?
Yeah.
Well, if you get the lower score than you expected.
It doesn't make me feel like really sad.
Mm-hmm.
It just like makes me like a bit confused.
Why do you feel confused?
Because like I might have been thinking like, how could I have gotten this if I made every calculation like right?
Do you blame yourself?
Like not completely.
Okay, but you feel confused.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting because I never thought if you get a lower score, you feel confused. Can you unpack that a bit more for me?
Like, it's not like if I know I'm gonna do bad and I get a low score, I won't be confused then. I'll just like try harder next time and like try to achieve what I want next time. But if it's like I thought I did something like right and then I ended up doing it wrong, I'll be confused on like how I did it wrong.
Oh, okay. Then I understand that now. All right. Okay. That's interesting. Yeah. All right. So you are in a big school, and there's only one gifted and talented class in each grade at your school, right? How do you think other students in the mainstream class perceive you guys?
I feel like they just see us as like an ordinary class because they don't know like what we learn.
Okay, but they know you are in a gifted and talented class, right? But have you ever overheard any comments people talk about this class or students in that class?
No.
Do you think you guys are different from other students in the mainstream classes?
Like I don't think we're like like different. I just feel like maybe some of us like pick up things quicker than others.
Mm-hmm. So if you are in a mainstream class, not in this gifted and talented class, do you think you're going to perceive yourself differently?
No.
No. So you still think you are the same?
Yeah.
How does it make you feel being part of this class?
Like, I guess when I first got in, I felt like proud of myself, but like as years progress, I just feel like happy that I got into it, but like it just feels normal now.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
You did a good job. Okay, thank you.